A great logo animation isn't just a motion, it's a brand's first impression. Top brands use stunning animations to captivate audiences instantly. Why? Because motion brings personality, storytelling, and identity to life. In this video, we will dive deep into advanced logo animation in After Effects that is also without using any third-party plugin, but with the help of simple and cool tips and tricks inside of After Effects. And if you want to learn more about motion graphics and other stuff, then don't forget to check out my Udemy courses. Links are available in the description. Also, if you like this video, then don't forget to like, share and subscribe to this channel, and also hit the bell icon to get more updates. So without wasting any much more time, let's get started. Okay, so here we are in Adobe Photoshop. Now I have this YouTube logo. You are free to choose any logo you want, but I would suggest to use this logo. And after doing this animation, you can try this kind of techniques to the other logo as well, like Google, etc., etc. But we have to make sure that those logos need to be in a alphabetical format. Okay, like that. So I have this YouTube logo, and now first thing first, that I need each and every alphabet properly on the separated layer. Okay, so let's try to do it. First thing first, I'm going to select this layer. I'll go to the select options and I'm going to choose color range. With the help of this picker, I'm going to pick up this black color, so it will select that black color only. And fuzziness, I'm going to choose 80, or let's choose 100, and simply hit OK. Then create a new layer, and I'm going to press Alt backspace to apply that color and hit Ctrl D to deselect it. And if I hide this logo layer, I'll get this U word over here. Then I need this tube word as well. So again, same procedure, go to the select color range with the help of this pickup, this white color, and simply hit OK. Then create a new layer and press Alt backspace to apply that color and hit Ctrl D to deselect it. So if you hide this layer and this white color background as well, as you guys can see, we are getting this kind of structure. Now I don't want any of this other stuff, so what I'm gonna do, I'm going to press L on my keyboard to select my lasso tool, and I'm going to select this tube word only, like this. Let's hit Ctrl D to deselect. I'm going to select this portion and press Ctrl Shift I to invert selection and delete it, and hit Ctrl D. So if you see, now we have this U and tube, and now I need this red box as well. So for that, what we can do, I'm going to again select color range option and pick up this color and hit OK. Create a new layer and hold Alt backspace, so it will automatically apply that red color to it, and hit Ctrl D to deselect. And let's hide this, and we don't need this, so let's delete this. And now if you see, we are getting this kind of structure. Now again choose lasso tool, and we will select this much portion like this, and we will press select this layer and hold Alt backspace to apply and hit Ctrl D. So if we have this U, this tube, and this red box and this background, now double click on this red box and let's type box over there. Then we have this tube over here, so let's hide this. I'm going to select my lasso tool over here, and I'm going to select this T first. Hit Control X to cut it out. New layer, Control Shift V, double click, and let's call it as T, and let's hide this. Then we will select this U over here. Hit Ctrl X, new layer, Ctrl Shift V, double click, and let's call it as U and hide this. Then we have this B. Ctrl X, new layer, Ctrl Shift V, double click, and let's call it as B. Then we have this E as well, so let's call it as E. Okay. Then we have this Y. Let's select this. Hit Ctrl X, new layer, Ctrl Shift V, double click, and let's call it as Y and hide this. Then we have this O. Hit Ctrl X, new layer, Ctrl Shift V, double click, and let's call it as O, and let's call it as U. Okay, so we will get this kind of each and every alphabet properly on a separated layer, and let's save this file. Okay, so our logo file is ready. Now we will go to the After Effects and we'll try to animate this. Now let's go to the After Effects, create a new composition, and I'm going to call it as main animation. Width is 1920, height is 180, frame rate is 30, and duration I'm going to choose 20-second long, and background color is white color, and simply hit OK. Choose grid and guide option and simply hit on title selection. Then I'm going to press Ctrl I to import my PSD file. I'll select this footage. I'm going to choose composition, return, layers and sizes, and simply hit import and hit OK. And simply double click to open this. I'm going to delete this background layer. I don't need that. Let's select all of this and hit Ctrl C to copy. I'll go to the main animation and I'll hit Ctrl V. Then I'm going to right click, new, and create one null object. I'm going to select all of them and I'm going to make it a parent with this null. I'll select this null. I'll press S for scaling option and I'll scale it till I'm going to adjust it at appropriate size. Let's make this 30 properly. Press P for position and let's try to bring this properly at the center. Okay, and let's select this and let's delete this. We don't need that anymore. Now I'm going to select all of these layers and I'll hit Ctrl D to duplicate it, and I'll press Ctrl Shift C to pre-compose, and I'm going to call it as reference. Okay, so this layer is going to be our reference layer, and let's lock this layer and let's hide this layer as well. Or you can select this and instead of hiding this, press T. Let's enable this layer only, and let's decrease the opacity of this layer. Let's lock this layer as well. Okay, we are not going to hide that layer. Now let's hide this box, and I'm going to select this alphabets. Go to the effect and presets panel and search for fill. Double click to apply, and we are going to choose black color. Select this fill, hit Ctrl C. Select this, hit Ctrl V, Ctrl V and Ctrl V. So now we have this black alphabets. Now let's save this file. Okay, now let's try to adjust this at the center properly. So we will select this Y and we will bring this over here. Then we will select this U, and or let's select this B and let's try to bring this at the top of this, and let us select this O and let's try to bring this over here. Okay, so we have this Y, B and O, and let's bring these layers on the top and let's enable these layers like that. So let's try to adjust it properly like this. Okay, over here. Now let's select this, press P for position. Select these positions by holding shift, right click and choose separate dimensions. So first is Y, then there should be this B, and then there should be this O. Select all of them, create one keyframe at Y position, zoom in, go to around 1 second, create another keyframe and go to the start, go to the align tab and choose align vertically, and let's try to bring this position over here. Okay, then we will get something like this. Okay, then select this keyframe and let's try to bring this up to 130, and in somewhere around over here I'm going to choose align tab again and choose align vertically, so it will automatically come over here and change the Y position to somewhere around over here like that. Okay, so if you see, we are getting something like this. Now select those keyframe and we will hit F9 to easy ease those keyframes. Go to the graph editor, right click and make sure that you are in edit speed graph. I'm going to select this graph by holding shift, move this handle over here and move this handle over here. Select this, move this handle over here, select this and move this handle over here. So if you see, we are getting something like this. Okay, but this Y is going to take a long time. So what we can do, I'm going to select this keyframes, or let's select this. If you see this animation, first we'll get this and then this. Okay, along with that there should be some rotation animation as well. So let's select this, press R for rotation, create one keyframe, hit U, go to the last keyframe, and let's make this one complete rotation. So let's make this 1. Okay, then press R only so I can see only rotation keyframe. Select those keyframe and hit F9. Go to the graph editor, select this graph. By holding shift, move this handle over here and move this handle over here, and let's save this file. So if you see this now, we will get this kind of animation. Now I want to, there should be a gap between these animations, so I'm going to take a gap of 5 frames like this. So I'm gonna get this kind of structure. Okay, so if you see this, we will get something like this. Okay, now if you see, we will get this kind of structure. Now let's hide all of this. And now if you know that we have this box, so let's time to animate this box. So go to the align tab, align it horizontally, align it vertically, press S, and let's decrease the scale of this like this. Now press P for position, select this, right click and choose separate dimensions. Now let's bring this Y position over here. Let's create one keyframe at Y position, go to around somewhere over 40 frames, and let's bring this somewhere around over here. Then go few frame forward to somewhere around 1 second. Go to the align tab, choose align horizontal vertically, and let's bring this over here. Along with that, press R for rotation, create one keyframe, hit U, go over here, and let's make this 2 complete rotations. So if you see, we will get something like this. Now let's select those Y position keyframes and we will hit F9. Go to the graph, select this graph, shift hold, move this handle over here. This one should be over here. This one like this and this one like this. So it will look like a bounciness. Same procedure we will do for rotation keyframe as well. We will select this, shift hold, move this handle over here and this handle over here. So if you see, we will get something like this. I think the 2 rotation is much more, so let's make this 1 only. And then after this, it should go upward somewhere around. If you enable this alphabets, it should go over here. So let's select this and change the Y position to somewhere around over here like this, and go to the graph, select this graph and let's hit F9, shift hold, move this handle over here and move this handle over here like this. Okay, now let's select this like this. Now in search option, I'm going to type X, so it will show me the X position, and let's try to bring X position over here a little bit. So if you see this now, we will get something like this. Let's hide this alphabet just for now. If you see, we are getting this kind of stuff. Now when they are going to bounce, I'm going to select this alphabets. Let's enable this and let's try to bring them over here. Okay, like that. Okay, now I'm going to select this box and let's see. If I see this animation, I'll get something like this. Now this box, what is gonna do is that this box will travel one path over here. So let's try to add that part. So I'm going to select this pen tool. From here to here, I'm going to draw this line. Let's delete this fill, we don't need that. And I'm going to choose something like black color only. So let's select this, then select this, then select this, and then select this. Okay, so let's try to adjust this path properly. Okay, and this is going to be the path, so we have to draw it properly like this, and this as well. Okay, select this, hit enter, and let's call it as path. Also inside that, if you go to the search option, if you type path over there, you will get this path keyframe, and simply hit keyframe and select this and hit Ctrl C to copy. After that, if you see this box, what I'm gonna do, whenever this box is gonna come over here, hit U, go to the last frame and press Ctrl Shift D to split this layer, hit U, and I'm going to delete this keyframes. I don't need that. Similarly, I'm going to select this and I'll press P for position. I'm going to select this X and Y position, right click, and I'm going to disable this separate dimensions. I don't need that. Then I'm going to create one keyframe, and if you remember that if you hit U, we have this path. I'll copy this path and I'll hit Ctrl C to copy. I'll select this position and I'll hit Ctrl V. So now what will happen, that this box is going to follow this path like that. Okay, so if you see, we will get something like this. Now there should be something over here later. So first this animation, and when this is at the proper rest, I want this animation should start somewhere around at this point. Okay, over here. So let's bring this animation up to this. Similarly, bring this line up to this. Okay, now select this keyframe and I'm going to hit F9 to ease those keyframes like this. Okay, so if you see, yeah, then go to the graph, select this graph by holding shift, move this handle over here, select this, and you can move this handle over here like this. Okay, or what you can do is that instead of that, you can select this by holding shift, you can move one handle over here and you can move one handle over here like that. So there is going to be ease a little bit. Okay, but if you see over here at this point, we are getting this little bit of glitch. So for that, let's do one thing. We will hide this structure and I'm going to select this layer, which is this one. I'm gonna go in my effect and presets panel and I'll apply fill effect and I'm going to choose black color. Then at this point, I'm going to select this and with the help of arrow keys, I'm going to just adjust along with that. Then I'll select this layer and I'm going to delete that fill. I don't need that. Okay, and I'll bring this, trim this up to this. Okay, so let's make this fit. So if you see this now, first we'll get this, then we will get this alphabetical animations like that. Okay, now if you see over here, there should be a proper animation at this point. So along with this, I need rotation animation as well. So for that, I'm going to select this. I'll press R for rotation, or I can simply right click, transform, and I can choose auto orient and orient along the path and hit OK like this. And I'll rotate it a little bit like that to match. Okay, so if you see, let's make this quad resolution. Okay, and at this point, if you see, there should be some increment in size. So press S, create one keyframe. Similarly, R for rotation, create another keyframe, hit U and go somewhere around over here. And if you select this other alphabets and S, the original size is 30. So let's select this box as well and let's make this value 30. Similarly, the rotation should be proper, so you can select rotation tool and let's rotate it like this. Along with that, let's make this full resolution, and at the last frame try to adjust the position properly like this. So if you see, we will get something like this. Similarly, select those keyframe, hit F9, go to the graph, select this graph, shift hold, move this handle over here and select this and move this handle over here. So we will get something like this, or you can simply hit F9 as well, or you can select this and you can move this over here like this. Okay, so if you make this fit now, we will get something like this. Okay, now when this Y is touching, when this box is gonna touch this portion, I want this 4 points should start to get animate again, and all the other alphabets should also start to get animate again. So let's select this portions, press P for position, again create one keyframe at X and one keyframe at Y for each. Similarly, I'm going to select these alphabets, which are remaining alphabets. With the help of open square bracket, move this over here and hit U, and now select all the alphabetical layers and hit U. Okay, similarly select this. Let's try to adjust it over here. Press P for position, select those position by holding shift hold, right click and choose separate dimension X and Y. Similarly press R, create one keyframe and hit U. Okay, similarly I'm going to select this and create one keyframe at rotation as well. Okay, and select those keyframes like this and hit F9. Okay, then somewhere around at 4 to 15 frames, what I'm gonna do, I'm going to select this O, and this O should be over here like this. This U, this should be over here. This B should be over here like that. Okay, now rotation, I'm going to make this 2 rotation, 2 rotation and 2 rotation. So if you see, we are getting something like that. Okay, similarly all the other alphabets at this point, which are this U and this E, okay, as well as the T, go to the align tab. We are going to choose align horizontally and align vertically, and it should be over at the bottom like that. And then at this point they should be at their proper position. So what we can do, let's hit Ctrl Z. Before creating keyframe, what I'm gonna do, I'm going to select those alphabets by holding shift. I have already created one keyframe over here. I'll go to the end, and again I'm going to create keyframe for each and every one, and then I'll go to this start. I'll go to the align tab. I'll choose align horizontally, and then I'm going to choose align vertically, and then I'm going to bring this over here. Then in middle of that, if you see, we are getting something like this. Okay, let's hide this reference as well as this box now, so we can only focus on these alphabets. Okay, and in middle of that, where each and everyone is having this animation, you can go to the end property and you can add one complete rotation to this alphabets as well. Okay, so we are getting something like that. And in middle of that, I'll select each and every alphabet like this. Go to the make this fit, and go to the align tab and choose align vertically, or instead of that you can hit Ctrl Z, and you can try to bring the Y position of each and every one to somewhere around over here like this. Similarly, you can select this and try to adjust the Y position somewhere around over here. Okay, so we will get something like this bounciness. Okay, and let's make this fit. Now let's select all of these alphabet layers, go to search option and type Y only. Let's select those Y position keyframes and hit F9. Go to the graph editor, select this graph by holding shift, move this handle over here, select this, move this handle over here, select this, move this handle over here, select this and move this handle over here like this. Now along with that, this animation should be one by one. So what I'm gonna do, after this, except this Y, B and O, I'll hit page down button 2 times, select this U, move this over here, again 2 times, select this, move this over here, again 2 times, again 2 times. Okay, so I'll get something like this. Okay, and this animation is going to happen when this box is going to touch this portion like this. So if you see this now, you'll get first this animation, and then because this is touching this portion, we will get this animation. Now what we can do, I'm going to select this all the alphabets, and I'm going to press Ctrl Shift C, and I'm going to call it as text animation and hit OK, and go to the effect and presets panel and search for fill effect to apply, and we are going to choose black color for one, and hit Ctrl D to duplicate it and choose white color for another one, and select this box, which is this one, hit Ctrl D to duplicate it, bring this at the top, select this white color layer and choose alpha mask. So if you see this now, first I'm gonna get this, let's make this quad resolution, I'll get this and then this, and then I'm going to select this box and this box. By holding Alt, open square bracket, I'll trim up to this, like this. So okay, so now if I see this animation, I'll get this, and then I'm gonna get this. Okay, now after that there should be some bounciness or some ripple effect over there. So for that I'm going to select my ellipse tool, and I'm going to choose this color over here, and by holding Shift I'm going to select this ellipse. I'm going to press Ctrl Alt Home, go to the Align tab, align it horizontally and then align it vertically, go to the start. In search option I'm going to type size, create one keyframe. Similarly I'm going to type stroke and I'll create one keyframe and hit U. Initial size should be 0 and stroke should be 20. Then go to around 1 second, let's increase the size and let's make this stroke width 0. Okay, select those keyframes and move this over here. Select this and hit F9. Go to the graph, select this graph, by holding Shift move this handle over here. So we will get something like this. So at this point I need this animation should happen like this. Then again when this is going to touch this Y, I'll hit Ctrl D and I'll move this over here like this. So now only I'm going to select only text animation layers. So select this and this and press Ctrl Shift C, and I'm going to call it as text animation layers, and press F4 and enable this icon. Simply go inside, again enable this icon, and inside that select all of them and enable the motion blur. Okay, like this. And then I'm going to select this text animation layers, and I'm going to select my rectangle tool, and I'm going to create this kind of mask for this layers like this. So if I see this now, I'll get this, and then I'm going to get this. Let's select this mask and let's move this up to this. Okay, and now I don't need this path layer as well, I don't need this reference as well. Only thing I need is this one, and press Ctrl Y to create one solid background. And if I go to the 5 second and if I hit N, as you guys can see, our this logo animation is now ready. So this is how you can create this kind of logo reveal animation.